Justin Trudeau, the leader of America's evil top hat in Canada, has flown down to Mar-a-Lago to grovel and beg at President Trump's feet not to impose a 25% tariff on Canada. This is how President Trump described the meeting. He posted a picture which reminded me of Trump sitting down with Mitt Romney when Romney was begging for Secretary of State and Trump was sitting there smiling and Romney looked like he was nauseated. Well, he posted a picture. Trudeau at least had a bigger smile on his face. Here's what Trump said. I just had a very productive meeting with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada, where we discussed many important topics that will require both countries to work together to address, like the fentanyl and drug crisis that has decimated so many lives as a result of illegal immigration, fair trade deals that do not jeopardize American workers, and the massive trade deficit the U.S. has with Canada. I made it very clear that the U.S. will no longer sit idly by as our citizens become victims to the scourge of this drug epidemic, caused mainly by the drug cartels and fentanyl pouring in from China. Too much death and hardship. So it's good. He's saying, yeah, I met with them. I just made clear what we need. Peter Doocy came out with an insider report on how that conversation went down.
And tonight we're getting some new details about that Trump-Trudeau dinner from two people who were at the table. We are told that when Trudeau told President-elect Trump that new tariffs would kill the Canadian economy, Trump joked to him that if Canada can't survive without ripping off the U.S. to the tune of $100 billion a year, then maybe Canada should become the 51st state and Trudeau could become its governor. Brett.
We'll have more on that detail with the panel. Peter, thank you.
I love him. I love him so much. Trump just really in tip-top form. So much so that as Peter Doocy gives that report, Brett Baer, who plays it as straight as can be, he's got a little smirk on his face. That's a very funny conversation. Hey, if you guys can't have a country without ripping off our country, maybe you should just become the 51st state. Yeah, that's all right. Then you could become the governor of Canada, the 51st state. Washington's biggest mistake, not going up there and taking it in the first place. My conclusion from this actually has little to do with Canada or the potential annexation of Canada. Maybe Trump can hire Dick Cheney and some of the Bush-era neocons. The bombs can start dropping over Calgary, and they'll greet us as liberators. We'll free them from the hand of a man who is reputed to be Fidel Castro's son. In any case, seems to me tariffs here are primarily a negotiating tactic. I think that's what this is about. There are three options for Trump's tariff policy. He could either view tariffs as serious economic policy to raise money. That's one option. Option two, tariffs are a good tactic for negotiation, but they're not ultimately going to be the policy. They're just a way to get better trade deals. Or option three, he was just lying. He's not going to use tariffs at all. Option three is obviously off the table. It seems to me that it's between the first two, and I think really it's the second. It seems to me clear that Trump is using the tariffs here primarily as a threat to cudgel Trudeau in conversations exactly like this. I think it's the same thing with immigration. There are three options on immigration. Option one, reduce all immigration. Option two, reduce illegal immigration or eliminate illegal immigration, but maintain or even increase legal immigration. Option three, you're just lying, don't do anything. I think that one's off the table too. It's between the first two. Most Americans actually would like to reduce all immigration. This is clear in public opinion polls, but it depends on how you ask the question. If you ask people, do you want to reduce immigration? They say no. But if you ask people, what is the optimal immigration level? They will give you a number that is drastically lower than our current immigration level. So you can infer from that people do actually want to reduce immigration. They just don't want to admit it. However, I don't think that's Trump's policy. I think Trump, once again, is taking the middle ground, which is he wants to eliminate illegal immigration. He wants to maintain or even increase legal immigration, all of which is to say, Trump is a moderate. They're going to call him a fascist and a Nazi and the most extreme threat that we've ever had in America. He is pretty moderate. He's appointing Democrats to his administration. By the way, I think moderation is a virtue. I, along with Aristotle and all serious moral thinkers for all of time, believe that moderation is a virtue. But moderation is a virtue in the sense that, in the Aristotelian sense, that virtue is a mean between extremes. Virtue is the mean between, say, cruelty and leniency. The virtue of justice is right there as the mean between those two things. It's not a mean between justice and injustice. It's a mean between two extremes. And so I think that's Trump's policy. I think that's how he's held the common sense. I think that's how he's won over people in the middle and even on the center left. I think it's why he's rather effective. Some people who are a little bit more ideologically inclined are going to say they're going to wish he would go further, but those people probably haven't been paying attention all that much, these past 10, even 20 years of Trump's political career. Trump is a moderate. He's got a hold on the common sense. He's probably going to be effective, even if partisans are going to want him to go much further in one direction or the other. That was a spectacular clip, and everybody's talking about it, and we all agree. So if you want more of them, you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then I'll see you next time.